Hi folks, welcome to my channel. This is Mike and Mike Simpson Art. Travel, paint, experience. Let's get started. What are we going to do today? If you've been following along, you know that I've been painting some of the historic trails, the old Spanish Trail, the Santa Fe Trail, and now I'm off on a new adventure, the Lewis and Clark Trail. I've dubbed all of these Mike's Journey of Discovery, the Lewis and Clark chapters, the Old Spanish Trail episodes, the Santa Fe Trail episodes. But anyway, so I'm getting things ready. I'm less than 30 days away from taking off, and I wanted to just let you know what I've been up to, where I'm at in preparations. My original plan was to take the motorcycle and make this a motorcycle adventure. The long ride. I'm not a stranger to the long ride. I've been to Alaska and back, and one coast to the other. So it's something that I've done, and paint along the way and enjoy myself a little bit. But I had an unexpected, I don't know if you want to call it a health issue, but something unexpected came up. It turns out I've developed tendonitis right there on my elbow. Kind of a smarts when you press on that too hard. And it's from what I talked to the doctor, and he explained it all to me. And apparently what's aggravating it is the grasping of my left hand on the clutch on a motorcycle. There's the potential of being stuck out there somewhere a long way from home, and this aggravating flaring up so bad that I can't work the clutch to get home again, or be delayed for a significant amount of time. The doctor prescribed an ointment to use, and he said ice packs, which moderates it to a degree. But nevertheless, I started thinking about, how am I going to do this? So I'm still going to do the trip, but I've got a pickup with a camper shell on the back that I've used before for camping and painting, and I used it on the Old Spanish Trail and a variety of other occasions. So I decided, well, I guess I'll just have to take the pickup. And once I started getting used to the idea that I was not going to be able to ride the bike, taking the pickup has some real advantages to it. I won't go into the details of the pros and cons right now. I'm going to save all that for another video. But let's just say I think I can have a more complete experience. Part of the concern in taking the pickup, however, is the price of diesel, fluctuating a penny or two one side or the other, $5 a gallon. Truck gets 15 to 17 miles a gallon. You do the math. The bike, I get 40 miles a gallon on it, and price of gasoline's $1 less than diesel. So again, that'd be a significant savings. But I guess it's just the cost of doing business. I'm still going, and so I'm not going to let that deter me. I had the good fortune last month to meet Todd Weber. What a fascinating fellow this is. He does reenactments and visual storytelling of the Lewis and Clark Trail, the expedition, a journey to discovery. He did it for 20 years professionally on America Cruise Line's ships on the Columbia River. And he's moved to Paonia now, and gave a presentation in Paonia and Cedar Edge. And somebody in Paonia, one of you good followers, happened to see him and see this presentation and mention my name and what I was up to. So Todd was kind enough to reach out and offer his assistance in any way he can help. And we met for coffee and had a great visit and kind of connected. He's got all the period clothing and lots of books and history and backup. And so this is going to be great. I'm really happy and looking forward to having him on board with this. So then, what I'm up to in the next, well, I plan on leaving May 2nd, so I'm a little less than 30 days away right now. And what I have to do between now and then is to organize the rest of my art supplies, outfit the back of my pickup, and I'm going to go through that with you. I'm going to go through the supplies that I'm taking, both the camera equipment and my painting supplies, and then how I'm going to be set up in the back of the truck, what the tent looks like that I'll be taking, and just taking you along in helping me get ready for this adventure. One of the things that I'm not sure about is just how long this is going to take, because I've not done it before and haven't been there. I've got the mileage and the time to get from here to St. Louis, but then actually I'm going on to Nashville, Tennessee to visit my son Jim. And then I'll get back to St. Louis and be there by the 14th of May to embark on the anniversary when Lewis and Clark left the St. Louis area on May 14th. Specifically, they left Camp Du Bois, which is now right across the river from, where it used to be, was across the river from what is now Illinois. So there's a visitor center there, and I'm going to be there for that. They're going to have a reenactment the weekend before, so I'll catch that one on the way out to Nashville, and then be back to St. Louis in time for the actual departure on the 14th. The Lewis and Clark Trail is approximately, depending on how you figure it, about 3,500 miles from St. Louis to the Oregon coast. And if I figure the mileage out to St. Louis and include the Nashville mileage, and then the mileage from Astoria, Oregon back home, it'll be about 6,000 miles. I've got no idea, a month, 6 weeks, more than likely than not. I think I want to take my time. I don't want to rush through this with a time restriction. So I'll be painting, I'll be taking the amount of time I need to. And if necessary, I'll come home after a month if it looks like it's going to take a long time. Come home after a month, mow the lawn, knock the weeds down, give my wife a kiss, pet the dog, do some laundry, get some more art supplies, drop off wet paintings, and take off again. Maybe pick up where I left off later in the summer or next fall. Maybe it'll take a couple of years to do this. I won't know until I get started. But I want to take you good folks along with me. I'll be doing video updates. I'm also doing a blog on my website that I'll put a link to, and you can pick that up there. So if you prefer the written word, those who prefer a visual, and all the visuals I'll be taking along the way, this is the place to be. Hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you'll get notified whenever I have an update. How often I'm going to do this during the trip, I don't know. It'd be nice, ideally, to do a little something every day, but I might do a summary every 2 or 3 days. It all depends on how it's going to go. And I'll test it out as we go, a work in progress, if you will. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks for coming along. And stay curious, my friends. I'll see you out there somewhere.